is there anything really driving you to like continue to further your sense of expression in your pieces?
I feel like I sometimes I try to like not outdo myself, but like see what I can do like with like if I can turn it up a notch. You feel me? Like when it comes to Photoshop, I have different styles like double exposure, like my underwater forest series, like my headless floral portraits, like. And I always try to find a way to like how can I do the double exposure style, but like differently than I did the last time because I remember I used to create these random rules for myself. I'm weird. Like I used to just like Shaylin, you can't do black and white, which is why I'm doing a black and white series now. Like Shaylin, you can't do two double exposure at the like like I just have weird things. And now it's to the point like it don't even matter. Like just but I just want to outdo my idea from before just to see like if I can expand on it.
I think as artists, that's something a lot of us are guilty of from time to time. Is just like no one's telling us anything in
They're
particular, but we'll put
not.
ourselves in these weird ass boxes for literally no
Yeah.
reason.
Literally, like this year I'm actually finally like stepping out the box, which is why I'm doing like a lot of things I've been wanting to do for like literally like years. I just told myself no, which is really weird. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we do have a request already from some bozo. I don't know if you wanted to bring them up now or wait until the end. I'm fine with either, but I just figured I would ask your preference.
Some
Yeah, no, that's literally their
okay.
username.
I had to look to make sure. Sure. I mean, if you I guess if you want to still ask more questions, I feel like
Yeah,
but
no, I definitely have more questions that I'm ready to
we can
ask,
do
but I just wanted to
we
see
can do like
if you didn't mind breaking it up in the middle, or just I can tell them to wait
uh
until the end. I have no problem. I wanted your
yeah
preference.
we can do the end. That way I won't
Okay.
get like distracted by the question.
Perfect, perfect. No, that's totally fine with me. All right, so we're gonna keep all questions until the end, guys. But I promise that there'll be a time where we open it up and you guys can come up and ask whatever you want. So, I love your floral being series. Would you mind taking us through maybe the base inspiration for that?
Yes, sure. Okay, I made that in 2020, and it's funny because like I'm posting it now, like I like made it this year, but like it's timeless. You feel me? Like I just love that series so much. The first piece I ever made, it wasn't supposed to be a series. That's why they're all kind of unique in their own way. Because it wasn't. I don't make when I make series. Most of the time, I make one, and then like you know what, I want to make something similar in this style again, and then that's when I'm like, you know what, let me make three, and then maybe let me make four or five or six. That's how I do it. There's no thought of like, okay, this is a series. We're gonna do this and the third. It's like I make one. I'm like, wait, I want to make another one like this. So the first piece I made was called Blossoming Within, and I made that during. It was July, it was during quarantine in 2020, and like that was when like not only are we stuck inside, but outside, us black people, like everybody getting shot left and right, people protesting. It was just like so overwhelming for me, like to like get on social media, and then when I'm not on social media, I'm in my room stuck in there. I'm like I don't be in my thoughts. So it's like hard for me to just like turn off my brain. And then I was also going through a whole creative drought. I was like, yo, I can't do anything. Like, I just felt so stuck. And I even started like writing poetry again during that time because I feel like maybe words would help. I mean, it did a little something, something, but it wasn't enough. And then I remember one night I was like, Shaylin, just look at some stock photos. Don't think you're gonna make something. Just look at stock photos. So I was like, all right, bet. So I was like, I looked at stock photos and I saw this portrait. I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And then I think I already had some flowers like saved to my folder, like my folder of like images I'd like to use. And I was like, let me just put them together to see what's going on. And like I did a little something, I did a little something. I was like, okay, it's coming together. So change up the colors. And then let me add a butterfly on the face, to I was like, add like my little like elements and stuff. And then I was like, it looks really nice, but I feel like it's missing something. So that's when I went and I added some like texture and from the texture like the filter gallery on Photoshop. Photoshop is so awesome, man. Like people think it's a paintings to this day. I'm like, nah, it's Photoshop. Haters would say it's Photoshop. Let me stop. But
No, they look
yeah,
amazing, Shay. Like I
thank
really wanted
you.
to compliment you on the way that you arrange them because they're so beautiful, and the way that you've placed the elements, they come together so well to create a unique and cohesive visual image.
Yeah, the way I blend like the flowers and stuff together, like I love blending. Like my blending is different. I feel like I'm painting when I'm blending in Photoshop. Like, and it's so interesting because I feel like I use Photoshop differently than other people. Like the brushes I have, like most of them, they're just the brushes that come with Photoshop. I don't really download brushes. I mean, I could, but I don't really do that. I mean, cause and I just use the soft brush. Like you just like change the opacity and stuff. You just tap tap
Sure.
tap 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 tap. Like it's so much fun. And yeah, like and then after I made Blossom Within, I was like, let me do a guy version. And that's when I made Tender Growth. And then that's I was like, you know what? Maybe I should add another one. So then I made I think it was Intercornucopia. I'm trying to remember all the names. Yeah, I've been trying to remember. And then I made like I was like, you know what, let me do and I just did three more. And then like I remember on my Instagram, like it hit me more that series hit me more because the response I got from people who are like me, so it was just like or people like, black men, black women, like or in the overall community, like everyone kind of just felt what I was feeling and then they read my description and like it just was so like such a moment in my art career to like make this series. Like until this day, people know me for my floral portrait series. And I'm just like, bruh, that's crazy, like that's crazy.
What would you say is like the highest moment so far creatively of your career?
Ooh, oh my God. I don't even know. I feel like I'm one of those people. I know it's gonna sound bad. I'm one of those people when I do something, I pat myself on the back, I'm like, all right, what's next? You know what I mean? Like, but I just love because I feel like everything I like I work hard towards, or like all right, like opportunities I get, I know like it was in alignment to what I was doing because I've been doing this for a while. So like when I get like when not what I deserve, but like what I've like been wanting to like be in the forefront like in my like like it's just like I feel like the highlight honestly was just the fact that I believed in myself enough to keep going to be an artist because there are so many times I want to quit. Like 2020 was like my eye opener to be like, all right, Shay, if you want to be a full time artist, then you better start acting like it. I said, oh, okay. Let's see what we can do. I feel like every opportunity is different and unique in a way, but I love like when it comes to commission work, I love the ones that highlight me as an artist. It's like I know I'm making something for a company, but when they highlight me, I feel like it's more meaningful because it's not just like, oh, I'm making artwork and that's it. I'm getting paid. It's like, nah, you're really dope and we want you to make this for us, but we want to highlight you as well. Those are really cool. And then as an artist, I really love just like being able to make my artwork and like now because of NFTs, I'm able to like actually possibly one day live off my artwork. Right now, we still working on that because but like just and then also like having my work in galleries and exhibitions, that was literally my main dream. It's like since day one to just have my work hung up in a space and have people come up to it and be like, wow, and I'm in the back like, yeah, I did that, like like it's just like I just feel like that whole feeling is just like surreal in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, very fitting for Shay the Surrealist to be going through feelings of surrealism as well.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else did I want to ask you about these? When I actually really like that you say the series kind of just like form as you're building them, and I think that your process relates to that as well. There's a lot of fluidity. There's a lot of like gradualness that like brings you back and forth with the piece. How do you personally, as an artist, know when your pieces are done?
I look at my computer, I'm like, you're done.
It's just a feeling that hits you at one point.
Well, so okay, in honesty, like I think it was until like last year. Last year's when I started like I tried to like start animating my pieces. So before that, I would flatten on my pieces, and then I go into Illustrator. Not Illustrator. What? I go to Lightroom, and then I make my own presets, and then that's when I like basically add like an extra like layer of color to my pieces, and like okay, and then that's when like they're done. That's why the whole series for the floor beings all looks exclusive. Like it all looks the same in a sense with the tones because I use the same preset in my Lightroom for my old, I think it's my old computer. Yeah. So, but usually I feel like I know I'm done when I'm just like, there's nothing else I feel like I need to add. I feel like
Right.
if I add something, it's gonna be like, it's like, why would you add that? You
Right.
know?
So would you say it comes down to like a gut feeling of not overcomplicating something?
Yup.
Okay.
Yup.
And then would you say that there's any one step in your process that you feel is most important, or do you feel that it's all like essential to the completion of the final piece?
I think it's all essential, honestly. Like it all goes hand in hand, like the whole process.
Right. So let's see. I guess that sort of brings me to another question here of like when it comes to developing your process, how much of it is experimentation on like every piece? Do you feel that there's a little bit of exploration? Do you feel there's always a little bit of like variable when you get started? Do you feel that there's anything that remains constant? What are your variables and what are the constants of your process?
I feel like it's all experimenting. Like I literally just find random stock photos and I put it in Photoshop and I just start blending it with blend modes and then I try to like, move them around. And that's when I started getting a sense of a composition. And if it doesn't work, I just start over and then pick more photos. I literally like I'll down like 50 to 100 photos just to see like you never know because I see one photo and I see like another photo like I saw 5 minutes ago. I'm like, ooh, those can go together. And I see another photo like maybe 10 minutes after that. I'm like, ooh, that can go with that one and that one. Like it's in my brain. But like what's constant I think is my styles, like my double exposure and stuff like that. Like those I kind of build up over time. Since I started like editing on my phone. So to like those that's why I use a lot of double exposures in my work. It may not look like it's double exposure, but it is. It's just in a different way. So like stuff my styles are kind of constant. I mean, I feel like I do find different styles. Like maybe one day I'll add like my Photoshop work and my illustrations together, which I probably might do eventually. Like that'd be a whole different style, bringing two of my mediums together in one. That would be lit. You feel me?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. So when you're talking about the things that are your constants in your style or the things that you like want people to be able to use to recognize your artwork, what are you trying to say or leave behind with your creative legacy?
Um, Keeping it surreal, but then it's also like I keep it surreal, but then you see me do other things. Like I don't want people like to think you have to be in a box as an artist. Like I feel like there's nothing wrong with having five different mediums that are like kind of all different. I feel like why not? That's why I draw sometimes. That's why I'm also a photographer, and I'm a graphic designer. I feel like even reading like books, like I think I got a book on like pop art and Keith Haring was in it. I'm looking at his work. Some work people probably even know existed because you wouldn't even think it's Keith Haring, but it is. So it's really dope to see like artists that are like diversifying. Not that you have to, but like just like if you want to and you want to like if you get that gut feeling like you want to try something different or new, I don't see why not.
What would you say as a piece of advice to artists that end up putting themselves in boxes or feel themselves being, maybe afraid to take a creative risk or intimidated by something? What would you say to them to try and get them to open up or release those chains of doubt that they've created for themselves?
I feel like they got to ask themselves why they're doubting it. I feel like most of the time we doubt that is because we think the people, which is the audience, they think they're not gonna like it, or they're like, "Oh, why you switch up your style? We like the old thing." Once you just don't care what other people think, and you just creating like literally for yourself, everything else just go out the window. Honestly, it's I mean, was I kind of like nervous to share my doodles? Like obviously, yeah, but I still posted it on Twitter. Then I just got out the app. I didn't know what was going on. I was at the park with my friend. Like I was chilling, like I was like, but then I was like, okay, like getting us cool feedback. But if there wasn't cool feedback and it got failed, well, I'm gonna still make it because it was effortless and it was fun, like. So I feel like sometimes you just have to like get out your own head and like not try to think of like what other people are gonna think and have their opinions matter when only opinion that really matters is yours.
Right, and you touched on a point there that I usually like to hear people's perspective on. What do you feel is the role between your audience and your creative process? Do you feel that there's any back and forth? Do you feel there's any influence from the feedback that you receive, or do you try to stay as like independent from people's feedback as possible when you're moving forward?
I kind of just create whatever I want and hope for the best.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, I've been there. Like, I started young. I started like being a teenager and like making artwork. I mean, I had a lot of like yeah, all of that went through my mind. But I finally got to the point where I really like started owning like who I am as an artist and what I like to create. And then after that, it was like all right, because there's always gonna be someone who's gonna dislike what you what you create, you know. And there's always someone who's gonna love everything you create, but but nothing really matters when you just like you like what you create.
That's awesome. I really like the way that you approach that, and I guess that'll also lead me to ask you, when did you start your creative journey? You mentioned your teenagers, your teenage years. Was that sort of the beginning of it, or has creativity been something always present in your life?
So I always was an artist when I was a kid. Like I really would draw a lot. Like I was I used to collect Pokemon cards. I did not play the game, you guys. No, I did not. I wasn't that cool. I just collected the Pokemon cards. I thought they were cute. And I remember like in like second grade, third grade, I would draw them on an 8.5 by 11 paper. I have to say that because you know how small Pokemon cards is. I had this one kid in my class. I never forget him. He said I traced it. That's how good it was. I said, boy, like you dumb, like get out of here, like I did not trace a Pokemon card. I used to like draw. I could like draw characters and stuff by just looking at them. That used to be fun. And then I would just draw a lot. And then I used to make comic books. Like I would do stuff like that all the time. Um, but that was like that was when you were a kid. You feel me? Like you're just a kid. You just draw and you like play with Play-Doh and I would like build with blocks. But like it wasn't like I knew I wanted to be an artist since I was 8, but I didn't know like what kind of artist. Because I used to paint too, but I was not that good of a painter. I'm not even gonna cap. Like that was, but it wasn't until like when I my freshman year of high school when my art teacher she made us do this really 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 big it was this big packet and each page had a different art movement on it. I was so livid. I was like, why should you do this to us? Like we had to turn it in like, by the next week. And I remember like each one it said surrealism, it said minimalism, cubism, realism, it said like days still, like all those different like stuff. And I remember I had to do research on all of them. And the ones that stood out to me was literally surrealism. When I saw Dali's work, I said, wait a minute, this is fire. I said, I can't paint, but like this is fire. And then minimalism, I just love that. And then pop art with the colors, it just mesmerized me. I mean, cubism was cool too, and like hyperrealism was really dope, but I just knew that was not gonna be me. I don't have the patience for that. And then the other stuff was cool, but like I feel like it was like kind of like the same, like the realism and all the other stuff was kind of the same. It was like but that's when I really started like getting into surrealism and like working on like the photo manipulations on my phone. So that's kind of when I really like kind of just I don't know. I didn't know I found my thing when I found my thing.
Right.
I just kept doing it.
For real. Like sorry, I literally just lost my my train of thought entirely. Could you just take us through some of your favorite surrealist artists that have inspired you?
I feel like at the time it was definitely Dali, Salvador Dali, and then Renee Marguerite was really dope. And then I remember this is around the same time I started like posting. I went from Pixar to Instagram, and at the same, and I think that was around the time I started following more surreal artists. It may have been at that same time because I remember I didn't get on like Instagram for like the next I would say the next year, like maybe like when I was 16, 17. But that's when I started finding artists like Swopes, Ted, Ronald, like all the people like who I be talking to like today and stuff. They I ain't trying to be a fangirl, but like I follow all they didn't know I existed. So like to see like to actually talk to them and like meet them in person sometimes it's like, bruh, like y'all didn't even know like I've been following y'all for a long time. A lot of artists who like in the NFT space, like these older like people like and stuff, like I've been following since I was like 16, 17 on Instagram. So it's like it's cool to like see that. But like a lot of these digital artists, they're because when you see like Salvador Dali, he's painting, but like I'm doing like Photoshop, like like digital like collage work. So to see other people doing the same thing but in their own ways, like yo, like you give me hope, you know, like wow, you're amazing. Now I feel like I can keep doing what I'm doing and maybe possibly like have a future off of this.
Yeah, and speaking of the future, do you feel that there are any like specific? So I guess this is a question that I end up asking just about every artist. if there were anyone that you could collaborate with, living or dead, and like work on your ideal project, what would you want to work on, and who would you want to work on it with?
Oh my god, I don't even know. Cause I feel like it's just so funny how like my journey as an artist, I like to do a lot of things. So like right now, I feel like my my interest is kind of like not skewing, from like surreal work, but it's like I really want to get into like the next thing I'm really passionate about, which is like physical work, like items, which is why I started making like the blankets, like and stuff like that. And I really want to get into making like jackets and stuff. And if any, I don't know I gotta figure out someone who would make like dope jackets. But I would love to have someone who makes like who can like do like embroidery or something like that. Like I feel like it's just so funny how like my passion is just like they all come together at one point, but then it's like, oh, like I want to kind of focus on this right now, which is kind of like where I'm at right now.
Yeah, honestly, I love your blanket. I think the blanket is one of my favorite things that I've like seen someone make physically in a long time. I think the style goes so well with the way that you had it made. So that was just like a real like home run, and I hope that you get to make more.
I am definitely working on it. Trust,
Do
trust.
you have any intentions of doing any sort of like specific palettes for your doodles in the future? Maybe like seasonal or like thematic ones that have a specific mood or feeling?
I feel like I want to try out neon colors. That'd be kind of fire. Something like bright pink, bright yellow, maybe bright green. I'm like, I said, what color I'm trying to think of? But yeah, I definitely want to experiment. I think no, I saw this Cartoon Network color palette. I want to try that out. I think
Oh,
I
very
saved
cool.
it. That's that whole color palette with the pink and the black and then the blue and like I would add like the yellow and the green to it. I think that was so fire. I haven't worked with it yet though.
It would be really sick to see you make like a blacklight poster that was like UV
Bruh,
reactive.
I wanna do neon lights, yo. That would
Oh,
be
those would be sick.
fire, like fire,
But like to
fire.
do neon lights with like like the neon, that is such a time consuming and like tedious process. That would be a
Facts.
truly breathtaking like piece of artwork to
That
see
would be a
get all those.
sculpture. That would be a sculpture
Yeah,
for
that would be
sure.
insane. That would be so sick. But yeah, I think you doing like also like psychedelic, like blacklight posters would be really cool. It would be
Mhm.
amazing to see you do like an album cover with something like that. It would be.
Mhm. 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 That's all I gotta say. Mhm.
Do you feel that there are any specific pieces of media or events that have significantly impacted your career in like any meaningful way? Like a singular specific like thing that happened?
This is not corny, but it might sound corny, but like NFT NYC this year, oh my god, like I loved it. Like I didn't go last year because I obviously couldn't afford it, but this year I could. So I was like, okay, let me go, and I went by myself, And the itinerary I had for myself was basically like events like my homies were like producing or people like I knew of. So it wasn't like those big ones, you go with a conference. I did not give a fuck about those shits. I'm not paying for that. Anyways, but the other ones, it was lit and like just to like meet these artists in person and see what they're making like come to life and stuff like that. Like it was just it's just people are so cool. Like the hard work that we put in there, like I don't know, like that I think that whole like meeting these artists in person, like I know I'm pretty cool online. I'm pretty funny online, but like to meet people in person, it's just different. Like we can geek in person, we can like eat together, drink together, get lit, dance, turn up. You feel me? It is so much fun and like and it was also fun because people met me and then they literally called me Shay dot 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 the surrealist in real life, which I just was not expecting. Honestly, that was so funny to me because like I don't know, that was hilarious.
Wait,
But
your
it
last
was
name isn't the Surrealist? That is crazy.
you funny, you funny. But yeah, like that whole experience was just so cool. And then after that event, it made me want to go to more in real life events because it's just like I don't know, I just like it. I'm not, mind you, I'm very introverted. I stay inside a lot. Maybe that's why, because I stay inside a lot. So this year was kind of like I was trying to push myself to like get out of my shell and like actually like do things for once in my life. So I don't know, it was just so much fun. Like, and that's why I'm so excited for like Art Basel and stuff because I never been before. but I'm gonna make the trip. I'm gonna like start planning that, and I just really I can't wait to meet more people. You know, because I know that more people might be there that I haven't seen before, and it's just so cool. Like it just makes me want. It just I don't know. They people I know people say that I inspire them, but people inspire me too because it's like we all doing this. You know, we're all doing this.
We certainly are, and that when you get out to those like real life events and you get to see all those people in like the same place that are really out here doing it and like really trying their best to make
Literally,
space something worth being a part of, it really is truly inspiring.
it really is. Like I'm just like, yo, like this is like, where were y'all when I was 15? Like I become no, like I swear, like I didn't have people my age, and that's another thing. My age, you know, I'm 23, but like back then, like I didn't have people my age doing
Right.
what I was doing. So now that I have people my age and then doing what I'm doing, and then you have people younger, like, and they be all confident with their work, minting. I'm like, yo, if I was 15, minting my work, you wouldn't be catching me, bruh. I had too much imposter syndrome. I had
Oh
too much
my god, the fact that there are so many younger people that I know that
bruh.
have so much
I be
success
like,
right now,
no, seriously,
crazy.
I'm just like, yo, like when I was 15, I was not like that. I said this generation different. I don't know, but it's just so cool to like see people like my age. You know, we just out here doing our thing because it's been a long journey, man.
It most certainly is a long journey. You can say that again. So we're getting sort of close to the end here. We got about 12 minutes left. Do you feel that there's anything that you really wanted to touch on that you haven't had the chance to talk about yet today's show?
I do. Could I talk about my exhibition coming up next
Oh my
week?
God, yes. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to ask about that. Please take us away. It's already pinned at the top. It's
Oh yeah, I'm gonna add it again, real quick,
yeah, no
so
problem,
we
no
can.
problem.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so so this new so the okay, let me I guess I can talk about like the exhibition and then but I want to talk about the artwork a little bit too. But the exhibition, the reception is next Friday. If you are in New York, it's in Brooklyn. Come through 5 to 8. It's gonna be an immersive experience. You know, it's gonna be food, drinks, music, art. You know, I'm gonna be there. You know, we wanna turn up. You already know how I get. Like y'all already know how I get. I'm already excited. Like I'm gonna be looking good, looking great, looking glam. You feel me? I think we're red. Let me stop. Okay.
Nah,
But
I'm glad that you're so excited. Like the fact that you have so much energy and enthusiasm about the IRL events,
yes,
like that's my
yes,
favorite part as well.
yes. Like I'm just so excited because like when it comes to like exhibitions and stuff, most of the time I couldn't go because like you know I just couldn't go. But this one I actually can go to like and like a few other ones I went to before. So it's just like it's gonna be so cool to show like this new series and then have it in real life that people can like swipe and look at it. And then I also have some physical items which I'm gonna get to. But this new series, it's called Roslyn. It's a whole series, a 4-part series dedicated to my grandmother, my mom, Roslyn Turner, and I've been wanting to do something for her, for like you know, to commemorate her since like last year. Last year she had some health issues in like the summer, and I was in college, like I was in college, but like I was on, but I wasn't. I already graduated, but I was on campus, well, off campus in my apartment because you know the lease wasn't up, so I was like I don't want to be home yet. So like it was just hard for me to like not be there while she was in the hospital. So I was like, yo, that whole week was probably the worst week. I don't care what, anything else I went through in my life. That was the worst week of my life, hands down. Just dark. Like it was too much for me. And I had like a realization. I just wanted to like at that moment I wanted to do something for her, but obviously I couldn't because I couldn't like control my you know, it was just too much. And then, you know, she's better now. She's great. She's doing good. She had her 80th birthday in April. And like on her 80th birthday, we all planned, me and my sister, we planned to basically like, we basically got like her like all the grandchildren that she's really close with. We were able to get like, you know, them, like, you know, my aunts and uncles, whatever, but like the grandchildren in under one roof. She was just so happy. Like, I was like, yo, I love it. Like, it was so good. I loved it. And then I remember we was cutting a cake, and I noticed her tablecloth, and I was like, "Yo, I've seen this tablecloth so many times over the years, but I don't know why it stuck out." And it was flowers. Like, yo, hey, you know, my artsy head ass in the family. I took my phone. I started taking pictures of the tablecloth. I said, "I'm gonna do a adult exposure for this." So I've been working this series since April, and it wasn't until I received the opportunity for this exhibition to be a part of it was when I kind of started going ham and finalizing the series because it's hard to work on something that's personal or like meaningful to you, like especially when it's like a family member because like that's all you think about, you know? It's like I was like, yo, I don't know if I'll probably do this ever again because it's just too overwhelming sometimes. Like even when I look at the final artwork now, I literally cry. It's bad. I cannot wear mascara on reception
But
night.
that's so beautiful. The fact that you have such a deeply personal and emotional attachment to your work, like that's what I want to
Yeah.
hear. I want to hear that artists care this much about the work that they're creating. Like,
It's like, vulnerability. Stop. Chill out.
no, but like, that's also part of being an artist. You know, you're giving
Yeah,
people
it
this
is.
opportunity to see your feelings and your emotions and your raw expression, and like that is emotional, and that does, you know, create a sense of vulnerability. But the fact that you have the courage to go
That's
through that to
true.
still display your work is something that's truly beautiful.
That is true. I agree. I definitely agree. I just be extra, but I definitely agree. And there's four pieces. Two of them are gonna be one of ones. One of them's gonna be edition of 20, and that each of those editions come with an infinite object. Y'all, when I tell you I'm buying one of my pieces, I'm sorry. The infinite object came out so good because I designed the back and the front and also the box. And oh my god, I'm buying one of my artwork because I want an infinite object. Like I want one. Like I know that's kind of selfish, but I need it to put on my shelf because I need it. Like it's too beautiful. I always cry when I saw the final preview like of the actual thing today. I said, yo, stop playing with me. I need it. I don't care if I get number 10, 11, 12. I don't care. I need one. Anyways, and it's gonna be edition of 100. And the one that's edition of 100, I made it into a portrait of her that me and her took a picture together on her birthday. So I took the picture of her and I like photoshopped it in Photoshop. So like that's like it's like a portrait of her. So like that's an edition of 100, and that would be like the other one. And then I'm also doing physical items. So I have two different blankets. One is of like the actual flowers from her tablecloth, and then the other one is like one of the artworks, which is one of the one-on-ones. And I'm also two different lighters. One is of flowers, and then one is of another artwork. So if you come to the exhibition, the reception, you could pick up a blanket. Like you feel me? Like you ain't gonna leave empty handed. You gonna get food, drinks, me, interact with me, and you can get a blanket or you can get a lighter. Like the lighters are lit. Yeah. So like yeah, it's just like I'm so excited for this exhibition to show everybody the artwork. I'm gonna start posting. I want to say tomorrow. I want to say I'm posting one tomorrow, but I cannot make any promises
That is
because
okay.
yeah. But yeah, and each of the pieces are animated. They have like the butterflies are animating. I animated all the artwork in Photoshop, y'all. Like look at me animating in
So
Photoshop.
you're telling us that at this reception, there's going to be new products that people can buy. There's going to be
Yup,
new artwork on display that hasn't been shown
yup,
there yet. There's going to
yup.
be all of these amazing things, plus food, drinks, and we get to meet you as well.
Yup, and there's gonna be other artists there too, and they got some dope stuff going on too. And it's gonna be some VR stuff. It's gonna be some projection stuff like on the floors and ceilings. Like it's gonna be lit, y'all. Like it's an immersive experience. Like I'm so excited. Like I feel like if I ever want to be an exhibition, I want to be in an exhibition like this. Like I know,
Nice.
like the ones that are kind of really chill, like elegant, but nah, I like the ones that are lit. Like because it's
Yeah,
gonna be like fun. Like it's like my vibe. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like we could talk but let's get something to drink as we talk.
I love art
Yeah.
as a celebration. Like, yeah,
Right, exactly.
formal art and there's
Exactly.
highbrow art, but like, whatever with that. I really like feeling art that's like real and tangible and is an
Mhm.
experience and is exciting.
Y'all can get an exclusive blanket. Y'all can get exclusive lighters. Like, y'all know my lighters be lit. Y'all know my lighters be lit. Y'all know my lighters be lit.
Hey,
But
yo, a lighter is a great thing for people to pick up because every
it
time
is.
they have it in their hand, they're checking it out, they're looking at it.
Mhm.
It's a familiarized part of their life that they can
Yup.
incorporate in like a very regular way.
Literally. Yeah, I'm just so excited for that. I gotta find my outfit, but yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm incredibly excited as well. I personally am pretty confident that I will be there, so I'm very
Yes.
yeah, I'm absolutely pumped. This sounds amazing. It sounds like there's going to be a whole lot of amazing things on display, a lot of amazing energy. I've been trying to be more extroverted in the past year or so too, and like actually go to more events. All of the events that I've gone to in Web3 so far have been so much better than all of the events that I've gone to for like other spheres of my life. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Shay, thank you so much for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me. This
You
is very nice.
you are so welcome. thank you again. We're gonna open it up to questions now. If there's anyone who would like to come up and ask a question, some bozo has requested approximately like 40 minutes ago, so I think that we will have to get them up there. I went to their profile; they are an artist themselves, so I'm very interested in seeing what they have to say. If anybody else would like to come on up, please just request, and we'll get you accommodated as quickly as we possibly can.
Come on up. The price is right. It's for free. So no stop.
It is. You're not sure
it,
to ask questions.
it
Hello,
is.
You
hello.
should be, but we're not. Welcome.
Hi everyone. Some of you may know me, like saw me before. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to say to Shy, and if it's all I'm going to say, it's enough for me. I have to talk to you. I'm 36 years old. I'm a pro since age, I don't know, maybe 16. Um, everything you talked about, I can relate to the deepest core, because I know exactly. I was exactly in many times, and just look at my Instagram, not here, and you will understand everything. I meddled, I did everything. NFTs this year only. Like I had enough of it. I was a street artist for 20 years. I'm back now after 3 years of out of the city. It's a long story. I don't want to bore everyone here. I don't know. I don't have much time. But really, anyone has questions for me, I'm really open to it. I don't need money. I don't need work. I I, I don't need to shill anything because I'm done. I have so much work. I'm talking to you now, working. Um, the piece of toast you see on my page on wood, the crazy eyed toast with crushing the world with a. I did it with pens, like colorful pens on wood. So I have to do now 73 of those up to the 29 of this month. So I'm going to spaces. I'm resting after 5 days in the streets, destroying my body and covering the city with this character. Um, talk to me. Ask me anything if you like. If you like, I love to hear you.
Did you have any specific question this evening,
No, no,
or
no.
did you
I
just
just
want to?
randomly came here and I heard Shy and I had to talk to her. I had to say to her, you are on the right path. You are on the right path. This, you
Thank
know,
you.
really, really. Just check my work, and if you have any questions on anything, because I know I taught myself everything. I never sat in a class, never, not even in school. I was always on the streets. Since age 16, I'm on the streets, sometimes living on the street. So ask me everything. 3D too.
All right.
Noted.
Thank you very much. We are very happy to have you up here tonight. And with that in mind, if anybody, we did have one other question from Tristan down in the audience, one of my good friends here, and he was actually curious if you remember any of your dreams from childhood, and do you have any of like your childhood creative memories?
You know what's so funny? The dreams I remember as childhood are the most traumatizing ones. Like, I don't remember any of the good dreams. I just remember all the bad ones. Like, I don't know what that is, but maybe like my core memory, you know? The good dreams I don't really remember, but the bad ones, I can't forget. I remember one time I dreamed about ET. I was like 4 or 5, and I still remember that dream with ET in it. It wasn't a bad dream, but at the same time it was, you know, but like um but yeah, that's like I remember the bad dreams when I was a kid. So I don't try to think about those. But yeah.
Do you feel that any of like those, less like, I guess, desirable feelings and emotions play any role in your artwork? Because I think that a lot of them, a lot of your work has like a very positive notation and has a very great, message that you're trying to get across to people. So, do you ever explore your negative emotions when creating?
Oh, you should. Oh, go on my Instagram. I literally, like I said, the whole reason I started was escapism. So if you see my old work, like it just you can just tell. Like I used to use a lot of blue hues without even realizing I was using a lot of blue hues. Like I ain't trying to be that person, but like I was in my like depressed and I was depressed for the longest, you know. But I didn't know, and like yeah, most of my work, yeah, like I feel like overthinking too, and like Underwear the Rain, those are still kind of like not negative emotions, but kind of negative emotions, you know? And I think last year is kind of when or like maybe last year, the year before, is when I really kind of started, I don't know. Maybe the more I worked on myself, you kind of see it in my work, and it became more somewhat positive. But before that, oh no, you just look at my work. Look at the titles. You will see what I was going through. And I think that's so funny how I look at my old work. I'm like, Shaylin, now you know you did not make that. I said, oh my god, I did. Like I was sad. You gotta laugh at it now. You gotta laugh at it now. It's the past. It's the
Yeah,
past.
you can't really let that weight hold you down when you're creating. You
Yeah.
get it out there, you share it, and you process and you move on.
But even like the Flora Bean series, like I was in a low like time in my life at that moment, but I feel like in that sense, it's like maybe like when I first ever took something negative and turn it into something positive. You feel me? So I was like, wait, okay, look at me trying to be a magician up in here, like.
Well, again, Shay, thank you again for coming. We got 3D Void up here now. 3D Void, do you have any questions here today?
Yeah. I was gonna ask the question, because yeah, I know you have like a West Indian background. So like,
Mm-hmm.
how?
I don't know why I'm already laughing. I don't know why I'm already laughing.
um,
Like,
like did your peoples always take your art career serious, or was it
absolutely
something?
not.
All right, I was
No.
about to.
Let me get into this real quick. I'm sorry, y'all, because I knew as soon as you said that, I said he about to ask some childhood shit.
You
So
already
like,
know.
y'all, we gonna be good friends. You're funny.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness, no, like I remember I told y'all I knew I want to be an artist since I was 8. Remember I said that earlier. I
Yeah.
remember, I remember me and my sister, we were discussing in like the living room what we want to be when we grow up. She said she wanted to be a teacher. I said, all right, whatever. I said I'd be an artist. I was so hyped, y'all. I ran to the kitchen. I told my mom straight up in her face with all the confidence I had in the world. I said, Mom, I'm gonna be an artist when I grow up. She said, an artist? You're gonna be a nurse. I said, oh. And what's so funny? I resented her for so long that stuck with me since I was like, to this day. Like, I mean, I finally forgave her. I was like 18, but just like 10 years of my life, I was like, wow, she really told me I was gonna be a nurse. Like, and mind you, I still remember this day. I never forget this day. I was 8. I said, she gonna treat me like that? I said, I'm not gonna be no nurse. I'm like science, like yo, like. But yeah, I think my mom started really like believing that I was really an artist was when I really started telling her about the commission work I was doing because she saw that there was a sense of income. But I still have not told her about NFTs, y'all.
No, it's crazy. That's that's crazy. Nah, like I asked because like even like for me, like my dad, like he just bought a canvas like 2 weeks ago, like
Wow,
first time in
what?
front of the whole family. So I was like, yo,
Wow.
you can't
How
tell
the
me
tables
shit.
have turned. How the tables have turned. Like literally, like little. No, and it's so funny how you mentioned that because I remember when I was working I was living with my mom and I was working from home, like in my bedroom, obviously with my little desk and my bed, whatever. And my mom, she would have to work from home too because it was like still like quarantine time a little bit. And like she would literally come to my room and like you know how parents come to your room just to bother you. Like she would do that and she'd be like, "So what do you do?" I'm like, "I'm working." She's like, must be nice. I wish I could work whenever I wanted to. I said, I know you wish you would, Mom. I know you wish you would. I know you wish you was a freelancer, but you're not. But you're not. I said, how the tables have turned. Like it's so funny. Like, and she would really be telling me, like, I need to find me something that I can just do so I can like make more money. Like, I'm like, wow. Because I remember when you was trying, you didn't want me to be an artist. But Della just saw me. No, I'm gonna motivate me. Like that was like my girl for the longest. She told me she said I could be an artist. I'm proving everybody wrong, especially her. And look at me now.
Nah, that's a crazy. Nah, that's it's like I feel like at least like pursuing art and being like a Jamaican is like must be like an extreme sport because it's like because it's like no, it's
You gotta have like you have a backbone. You need like 10. You need 10 backbones because they're gonna literally they're gonna come at you in any type of way without thinking they're coming at you. Like,
but it's
bruh.
like it's not even just art. It's like anything that's not in the STEM field. I
Yeah, and
remember. Oh,
what's
go
so
ahead.
funny though? You know what's so funny? I have 3 older sisters. The first one, she went to college to be chemical engineer. The second one went to actually be a doctor, And then the third one, I think she got like a business major, you know, whatever. But me to be a graphic design major, but you know, I only took graphic design because it still involved art. She was not gonna. I know, and She was not gonna let me go to no art school. I already knew that. So I was like, okay, graphic design is my safe haven. It was the closest thing, like, you know. So it was just so funny because I don't know why she thought I was gonna be a nurse. Like, and she's like, you need to marry a doctor. I'm like, Mom, like, I mean, where the money resides, but like, I mean, we're in different times now.
Me need to marry a doctor. You take me for idiot.
I'm screaming, yo. Like, it's just so funny. I feel like I was always the oddball out in my school with my sisters and stuff. But like, listen, like, I'm doing good. Like, I can't complain. Like, I was not gonna be no nurse. Like, I don't know why she really thought that. I'm not good at science.
I just want to say congratulations on everything that you're doing, Shay. It was dope asking you the questions.
Thank
I
you. Nah,
relinquish the
that was
mic.
funny. Oh my goodness, yo,
Yo,
trauma.
thank you so much for always popping out, 3D Void. I really appreciate that too. You've been showing up in a bunch of our spaces, asking good questions, contributing to the conversation.
That was a great question because I feel like no one else could ask that because they don't have the background.
Nah, listen. The next proverb I got on the collection. Listen, you go see it. You go see it. Nah, you go see it. And Reddy, thanks for letting me like have the opportunity to just come up here and just ask the questions. You know, I be having like stage fright sometimes, but like you know what I'm saying. Like I just be feeling cool up here.
Yeah, man. Because you're just the vibe. Honestly, like I look forward to when we pull you up on stage because I know that the conversation is gonna pop off or you're gonna ask like a good ass question. So thank you again.
No problem, no problem, no problem. I'm about to go back down to listening. My boy Yaga got their hand up.
Yeah, another favorite. I'm ready to hear what Yaga's got to say.
Yo, Yaga, you've been boosting me this entire time since you entered the space. Since the space started, your emojis have been boosting me, yo. Like, you just nonstop. Like, you're funny for that. Go ahead.
I'm here for that. I have no questions.
Then why you up
It's
here?
it's
Like,
my
I'm
first
playing.
time speaking on the spaces, so I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be. It's just
No,
me.
I'm playing. No, I was in Shay's super rare space, and I just wanted to say that I love how she speaks with her heart, and I can sense the passion in the way she speaks. So I just wanted to give you flowers for that. I know you have a lot of flowers. There's flowers all over your work, but uh,
Ba-dum-cha.
just
Oh.
congrats on everything. It's always good to see artists like speak with their heart out and be proud of like everything they do and trying out new things. So shout out you. It's been an amazing space. Loved everything you said. I'm just here to boost you up once again. So shout out Shay.
Oh, thank you. Like, come on, y'all. Like, stop. Thank you. Now I'm just sitting here smiling into the abyss.
I do have a question though. If it wasn't for flowers, what kind of motif would you incorporate in your work that's like repetitive and meaningful to you?
I feel like it'd probably be clouds
Oh.
because I feel like it has to involve nature in a sense. I feel like nature and like humans just go hand in hand. That's why I do that's why I do like the headless tree edits and the headless flower edits. I feel like we are nature and like we connect with it. So I feel like it would be like maybe something to do with clouds or like yeah. And the fact that I said clouds without thinking about it, it has to be clouds because I didn't think about it. I just said it. I should do something with clouds.
Yeah, funny you said that because
Clouds would look crazy.
Right? Okay.
Double exposure,
That could give me.
flowers and clouds.
Yeah. Y'all give me. Wait, did I do something like that before? I feel like I did. In like, but it was like with a body though. Naya got me inspired. Maybe I'll open Photoshop tonight. Feeling a little inspired.
All right, Shay, I got a crazy question for you. So, since you do so many styles and
Mm-hmm.
like have so many different mediums at your disposal, if an evil witch cast a curse on you where you could no longer do one of your specific mediums, but all of the skills from them would be transferred into another medium that you already use, What would you want to get better at if you could never do one of those things ever again?
Wait, what?
So, like, you would get a lot better at whatever medium you choose, but whichever one that you decide to sacrifice, you can never do it again. So,
Oh
like, you would
my
never be
goodness.
able to do like a Shay doodle again, but you can,
Ugh,
all of the skills from that would be transferred into another one of the things that you do. So, you're
what's
not
the
losing
thing?
any skill, it's just transferring.
Oh my god. I want to be petty.
Please answer the
um,
question however you feel fit. This is a
all
wild
right.
card one.
I'm gonna say oil paint. Only because I know I'm good at it and I don't really do it, but like I know I can use that skill for something else because that was a skill set I didn't know I had to. Because I'm not good at painting, but for some reason oil paint is different. Like I'm good at that. I just don't have any oil paint right with me, or a canvas, or an easel, or like any of that, or like all the other stuff. But I'm gonna say that because I can't say anything else because I can't see myself with any other stuff. But oil paint, I'll sacrifice that, and I can use that skill set in my drawing, and I can like maybe draw like more realistic one day.
Hell yeah. I think that was a very good answer. And as beautiful as oil painting is, you really need like a specific amount of space for it. You need the time
Mhm.
for it. You got to be patient,
Yup.
go through the process.
Yes.
It's a
It's a
whole.
lot of work.
So
It's patience.
that's definitely something that I resonate with. So let's see. I guess we've had a very thorough conversation here tonight. We brought up Cliff. Cliff, did you have any questions, or did you want to just say hi?
Here, I want to
Yeah.
come up, say, shout out Shay. Shay is dope as hell, dope art, dope person, dope personality. But also I wanted to say you mentioned clouds earlier, and it made me instantly think about the cloud character you had. I'm like, yo,
Oh
when's he
yeah,
coming
Koi the
back?
Cloud. Yo, Koi the Cloud. Yo, God, y'all. I do so much stuff. It's not even funny. Like I'm supposed to be doing a whole series of Koi the Cloud. Yo, Koi the Cloud. Like that was something I did that was cute. I don't like making cute art, but that was just too cute. And I made him blink, y'all. I made little gifs of him blinking. That's how far I got. And then I need to go back and make the other ones blink. But I definitely should do something. Maybe next year I can like plan a whole job for Koi the Cloud's Adventures because it's a whole adventure
Yes,
series.
sir.
So like I would
I
definitely add
need
that
that.
back. I'm not to post him tonight. I'm like y'all miss Koi the Cloud and see because people don't know about it. Only certain people know about Koi the Cloud, but if you don't know about Koi the Cloud, you're like who is Koi the Cloud and what he be doing? Like I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I miss Koi the Cloud. I be thinking about him all the time.
That's what I like to
Yeah.
hear. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Shay. Thank you for this space.
Thank you.
Again, yeah, Shay, thank you so much for coming out and contributing your time to us. I really appreciate it.
Of course. I mean, I'm not to say what else am I doing because I'm in the same spot I be in every day on my couch working. So
Hey,
yeah.
you still like you could have easily just decided to not spend the time with us. There are
I
plenty of
mean,
people
I
who
mean,
are.
that's true. That's true. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like I haven't been in spaces for months, and then literally this week and last week I've been in spaces. So I feel like I'm just like getting back into it, and it feels good. I feel like the energy it has. I haven't feel drained yet, which means I'm doing good with the spaces I'm choosing. Because every time I used to go in spaces, I'd be like, all right, that's enough for a month, and I kid y'all not, I've not been in spaces for months till like the last one I hosted, which is my own. So yeah, feels
Well,
good.
real, thank you so much for deciding to make a return with one of our spaces. That really means a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, you took a big break, but you came back to spend time with us, and you could have easily just stayed on break and continue to maintain your sanity and your energy.
That's true. Oh, you're funny,
But
bro.
we brought Angel up. Angel, did you just want to say hey, or did you have something that you wanted to ask Shay specifically?
Yeah, I have a question. Sorry if my car is a little bit loud, but what's up, Shay? I love listening to you. It's just so fun every single time, and it has been a while, so I'm glad that decided to come out and like let us hear you, grace us with your presence. But my question was, and my question usually always is like, what's the type of music you listen to while you make art, and do you listen to different like genres when you're doing different mediums?
So I love R&B. Like it's my favorite. That's my favorite genre in general. Like And like I don't know, it just puts me in a good mood. I know people like, oh my god, I'm R&B because I'm sad. Nah. I be in the best mood ever. I listen to R&B, like it just gives me life. Like I love it so much. And then every now and then, I mean, I put my hip hop on my rap. You feel me? Like I do that too. I can do both. But most of the time it's just my R&B. And like when I'm like drawing my doodles and stuff, that I can actually do with like I can like listen to any music honestly. But those are like my main I listen to no matter what I'm making, honestly. But if I don't want to listen to music, I'll probably put on, Netflix or YouTube, or something like that. But if I'm listening to music, it's probably R&B for the most part, and if not, it's probably like some hip hop, rap, because it just depends. I feel like it has to be. It's gonna be probably an album if it's a hip hop rap, but if it's like R&B, I'll put on maybe an album. But most of the time, it's like my playlist or like on shuffle for like a playlist that Apple makes me, or like stuff like that. Because but yeah, I be vibing. Like I really be vibing. I be vibing.
Nice, love it. Thanks for answering.
Thank you for coming up. What's up? Like y'all, what's up? We got the gang up in here. Like y'all lit. We lit.
Hell yeah. This is what we love to have. Like we just love a genuine conversation between the people that we're doing and the people that we got down in the audience. It's really artist forward. We like having a good dialogue. I don't want to have an interview where it feels forced. I don't want to have like a weird, awkward exchange with someone where it feels like robotic and pre-planned and everything.
I agree.
Yeah, it feels way more genuine.
Exactly.
So, actually, I kind of want to piggyback off of Andrew's question because now I'm curious. Are there any specific types or sources of media that you avoid when you're creating?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you avoid like any sort of like super hardcore music or like scary movies or like anything that like, do you feel that there are any types of media that influence negative, spend too much time?
No, not really. I feel like I don't like scary movies,
Okay.
nightmares, but I mean, I don't listen to like country music and all that. If you ask me, like the only country album I ever listened to is Young Thug's album. That's about it. That's
a good
as
question.
country it's gonna get. That's as country it's gonna get. Thug a girl for life here, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the mood I don't think the music like impacts my mood with the artwork I'm creating. It's just like that helps me focus, which is why like I said, I can't really watch movies or like TV shows or like YouTube sometimes while I'm making artwork because I really need to focus. And now I'm like watching two screens, So when I'm like, when I get in the vibe, the mode, it's either I'm in silence because I forget to put music on, or I'm vibing out and I'm just listening to music because I can just sing or like, I mean, if the song is that good, I have to put my laptop down and dance for a little bit and then come back, but it's all right. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. You gotta dance sometime. You gotta sing. Like, I mean, who gonna stop me? Who gonna stop me?
I hope no one does. Like go through your process and whatever part of it for you, whether that's taking breaks, whether that's getting wrapped up in something that's giving you a specific type of energy, like it's all of part of that free form flow that you were describing earlier.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We've been here over an hour now. If there's anyone with any final questions, this is the final call. This is the only thing. I mean, this is the last time that we're going to ask anyone. If anyone wants to say, hey, anything like that, this is your final chance to forever hold your prayers. If not, I'm going to give it to Shay for the final word.
I'm so horny.
Nah. We wanted to say voluntarily is awesome.
That's a wrap.
All right, everybody. You heard it from Shay first. That is a wrap on today's interview. If anybody has, we got one final request. Oh, we got Jules asking to come on up.
Y'all just ruined my ending. I'm playing. Jules, stop playing. Stop playing.
I saw her down there. She did that on purpose. She was waiting. I'm confused.
You funny, Jules. You funny.
Hi, Shay. I just wanted to say I love you and I'm happy and proud of you. And that's good night.
Oh, I love you too, Jules. Oh my God, y'all better be crying. I'm not even a crier. Why do y'all be doing this to me in my spaces? Like, so now please.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye. And that's a wrap.
Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
awesome. Jay, you were fantastic. Thank you so much again for being here. We loved our time together, and I honestly can't wait to see you at your reception. I can't wait
Yes.
artwork. I can't wait to see what you have for sale. I can't wait to see your blankets in
Yes.
person. I'm
Yes.
super excited in general.
Yo,
I love your
yes.
work, and I wish you nothing but the best for the future.
Thank you so much. And when you come up to me, just show me your Twitter profile.
Yes, no, that's huge. That is always
Please, just
really,
because
super
I need
important.
people to do that when they see like, who are you again? Like, oh, what's up? Like, long time no see. Like, that's how I am. But yes, I'm so excited. I'm like, I just appreciate you for even coming. Like, oh my god, like, I'm so excited. Yes, art.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We'll see you at the next one.
All right, bye.